Yes, Your Honor. But
What is your basis in saying that we cannot acquire jurisdiction over the social media platform, notwithstanding the fact that both countries have the same law punishing the same crime? Because I believe when we say duality of jurisdiction, it means that we can acquire jurisdiction as well.
Your Honor, good afternoon. I'm the OIC Director for the Office of Cybercrime, Your Honor, an attached agency of the Department of Justice. Your Honor, as to the issue on jurisdiction, actually there is a way where we can acquire jurisdiction if there is a cyber warrant issued to a particular platform, but the limitation of that cyber warrant pertains only to computer data or informations that are stored in the or being held by these platforms to be produced or provided to us in relation to a particular case already filed in court, Your Honor.
Hindi ba, sir, lahat naman ng napopost talaga ay incorporated in the data which are being kept by the social media platform? So I wish to believe na lahat ng lumalabas sa social media platform ay part and parcel ng data ng social media platform which is foreign-based. Tama po ba yun?
Yes, Your Honor. I agree with your statement, Your Honor. But there are also some instances like dito po yung papasok yung retention, Your Honor, where kunyari sa Pilipinas po sa atin, if we have a particular, if our law requires a particular number of months or years for that platform to retain all those informations, we can.
We are now qualifying our answer now. Ano? CICC, right? No? Let's go to the basic question. Kaya po ba nating mag-acquire ng jurisdiction over the social media platform? Please do not qualify your answer first. Dun muna po tayo sa general rule. Kaya po ba o hindi? Because you were mentioning already about the cyber warrant, cybercrime warrant.
Your Honor, that's a very difficult question. Kasi crimes are jurisdiction. The definition of whether an act is a crime or not is jurisdictional.
I understand.
So, without qualifying,
Pero kanina,
maybe we can write a position paper on this, Your
kanina
Honor.
you were discussing already about the duality of jurisdiction doctrine, and I humbly submit that with that doctrine, I think there's a possibility for us to acquire jurisdiction over social media platform.
Your Honor, may I also, in addition to what was stated by Yusek Jeffrey, there is also a matter, Your Honor, or a question if the social media platform actively participated in a perpetration of a crime. So, kung actively participatory po siya, there's...
If I may interrupt, sir.
Yeah.
Cybercrime law, to distinguish it from the crimes defined under the revised penal code, is considered as a special law. Do you agree? O, di ba? That's where the distinction lies between mala inse and mala prohibita. And when we speak about mala prohibita, what does it say? We do not care about malice. The only question is whether the crime is committed or otherwise. Tama po ba yun?
Yes, Your Honor, we totally agree with that, Your Honor.
Yes, but you were discussing about knowledge, about participation in the perpetration of the cyber libel or cybercrime. Parang medyo contradictory po yun dun sa konteksto ng mala prohibita or malum prohibitum. I understand that the question is difficult, but At least we were able to discuss initially the duality of jurisdiction doctrine, which I hope you will be able to render a legal position paper. And in relation to that duality jurisdiction doctrine, I remember that my question started with the concept of continuing crime. Can you please shed light? Hindi po ba ito pwede i-consider na continuing crime?
As long as the malicious post is still active,
Yes.
Your Honor.
So you agree?
Yes, Your Honor, we agree. That
So
it's
if
still a
this can be
continuing crime.
considered as a continuing crime, the one who posts here is liable, and the server who makes possible the posting while it is based in foreign country can also be held liable. The question is difficult again. And of course, I appreciate that the Honorable Roman already requested to invite a constitutionalist to help us understand how we go about this. I just wish to submit that this cybercrime law was drafted, passed, and approved with the knowledge in mind that cyberspace is boundless, internet is boundless, and perpetrators are not confined only in the Philippine territory, but even outside. So I wish to believe that the drafters of this law considered the possibility of indicting as well the perpetrators who are based in the foreign country. That is a manifestation, Mr. Chair. And to proceed, Mr. Chair, I wish to state for the record before I proceed that this representation is requesting the DOJ to render a legal position with respect to the two issues raised already, the duality of jurisdiction doctrine and the concept of continuing crime. And for my last question, sa atin pong pag-aaral ng batas, mayroon po tayong tinatawag na warrantless arrest. Konting review lang po. Ano po ba yung mga instances when arrest without warrant is allowed? TOJ?
Yes, Your Honor. In the rules of court, Your Honor, the instances that warrants a warrantless arrest, Your Honor, is if a particular crime is being committed and the police officer has actual knowledge of the perpetration of the crime, Your Honor, the law enforcement can actually conduct the arrest of the subject without the necessity of a warrant, Your Honor.
TOJ, you will agree with me, we call it the doctrine of flagrante delicto.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes. If a person is caught while committing a crime, he can be arrested even by a private citizen without need of a warrant.
Yes, Your Honor. As a citizen arrest, Your Honor.
Okay. Mayroon pong fake information nakapost yung isang blogger. Can it be considered as flagrante delicto? Yes or no?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes. For as long as the fake news is still posted. The one who posted it is in flagrante delicto. So the question now to the law enforcement, can we effect an immediate arrest, considering that the one who posted is caught in flagrante delicto?
Yes, Your Honor, as long as the attribution could be established.
Mr. Chair, ang dami po ng vloggers na can be considered caught in flagrante delicto, and I find it strange. Walang inaaresto ang ating law enforcement agency. I do not subscribe to the opinion that our laws are insufficient. I wish to submit that the drafters of these laws considered already indicting even people outside the Philippine territory, considering that we're talking about cyberspace, considering that we're talking about internet, which horizon and territory is boundless. And going back to that doctrine of flagrante delicto, the biggest question is, ang dami pong vloggers without any concern at all about the possible consequences, about accountability, about liability, they just keep on posting fake news, proliferating fake news. And this is a clear illustration of caught in flagrante delicto which warrants warrantless arrest. Bakit po walang ginagawa ang ating law enforcement agency?
Okay, who will reply? NBI.
Yes, Mr. Chair. So for that question, Mr. Chair, as already discussed a while ago, ang meron lang po tayo ngayon is cyber libel na batas and Article 155